What if you woke up to a day where even the smallest things, like missing your alarm or spilling your coffee, didn't bother you? Think about a life where you can handle traffic jams, difficult co-workers, or sudden bills with calm and collected behavior. The goal of this audiobook is to give you the tools and ideas you need to change how you deal with frustrating situations so that you can stay calm and collected even when life throws you curveballs. We will learn a lot about how to stay calm in any situation by listening to this audiobook. It has a lot of different techniques and philosophical ideas that can help you control your feelings and reactions. It starts with having a deep understanding of what makes us feel different emotions. A lot of the time, our biggest problems are not the problems we face from the outside, but how we respond to them. When we learn to spot these triggers, we get the first tool we need to calm down. This knowledge isn't just about knowing what makes us angry. It's also about getting to the bottom of why those things have such power over us. This part will walk you through the process of mapping your emotional landscape using different cases and situations that you can relate to. This is important if you want to take control of your feelings instead of letting them rule you. This part of the audiobook then talks about useful, right-away ways to calm down when you're feeling upset. These aren't just quick fixes. They're psychologically sound techniques, like breathing exercises, that change how your body reacts to stress, and cognitive reframe techniques that change how you think about things that might be distressing. There will be a lot of information about each method, including the steps you need to take and how they affect your brain, nervous system, and mood in general. As people listen, they will be told to use these methods in real life, practicing them as they go. The audiobook will walk you through starting and maintaining a mindfulness practice that will help you deal with your emotions in the long run. Mindfulness isn't a spiritual or strange practice anymore. It's a scientifically proven way to improve brain function and mental control. The secrets of mindfulness and separation will be revealed, demonstrating how these age-old ideas are more important and necessary than ever in today's fast-paced modern world. This part doesn't just talk about mindfulness. It also shows how to use it in everyday life, making it easy to understand and useful. Talking to each other is also very important for staying calm in situations that could get hot. By being able to say what you think and feel clearly without making others angry, good communication skills can often keep situations from getting worse. This part of the audiobook will talk about how to state your wants and limits in a calm and assertive way that doesn't lead to arguments. It will talk about the subtleties of both spoken and unspoken conversation. By giving people the tools to improve their relationships with others, this talk can help make both home and work settings more peaceful. Changes in our self-concept, or how we see ourselves, are also very important for how we act in the world. One of the hardest things to do to stay calm is to stop talking badly to yourself. This audiobook takes this problem head-on and gives you ways to change and question the critical voice inside your head that often makes you feel bad. Listeners can build a better, more stable self-image that supports their peace of mind by talking to themselves in a nicer, more affirming way. Lastly, everything around us, from the places we live to the things we do online, has a big effect on how we feel. Getting rid of mess and chaos in our living areas by organizing them can make us feel much more calm and clear-headed. In the same way, it's important to understand and control the effects of our digital activities, like how our online habits can make us stressed and how to lessen these effects in order to stay healthy generally. Incorporating these practices into your daily life and constantly thinking about and improving how you deal with problems will put you on the path to deep personal growth and lasting peace. This audiobook doesn't just give you a one-time fix. It gives you a whole plan for creating a life where calmness is the main thing you do. Let's start this life-changing trip together. looking at each approach and putting each idea together to build a calm base that can stand up to the ups and downs of daily life. This audiobook will teach you not only how to deal with tough situations, but also how to change the way you live your life so that peace and tranquility are permanent states of being instead of passing moments. Chapter 1. Figuring out what sets off emotional responses. Emotional reactions are complicated things that have a big impact on how people act, affecting everything from short-term relationships to daily exchanges. These reactions are more than just reactions. They are complicated mixes of thoughts, feelings, and physical experiences that happen in response to things in the outside world. In order to understand emotional reactions, one must look into the neuroscience of feelings, the psychology of perception, and the personal past that each person brings to their experiences. The first part of this investigation looks at the body of an emotional reaction, which can be thought of as a series of brain and bodily processes that start with a trigger. As soon as something happens, the brain quickly processes the sense information to decide whether it is a danger, a prize, or something harmless. This decision is highly affected by things that have happened in the past and learned ways of acting. For example, if someone has been betrayed in a relationship before, their brain may be quick to see unclear actions from a partner as signs that they are not faithful. This perception sets off the amygdala, an important part of the brain that handles emotions. This sets off a chain of responses in the body, such as a faster heartbeat, tense muscles, or sweating, all of which get the person ready to react to what they think is a threat. People who are going through these physical changes also feel emotions like fear or anger, which affect how they see what happened. It's important to understand these processes because they help people see that their natural emotional reactions don't always reflect reality accurately. They may not be fair, be based on old events that don't help the person anymore, or be exaggerated. People can start to question and think about their emotions before acting on them if they are aware of how they come about. Being aware of this is the first step to taking charge of your feelings instead of letting them run your life. Emotional intelligence is a very important part of controlling your feelings. It's not enough to be aware of your own feelings. Emotional intelligence also includes being able to understand other people's emotions, being able to control and handle your own emotions, and knowing how to use emotions to help you with thinking tasks like problem solving. When people improve their emotional intelligence, they not only become more aware of their own feelings, but they also get better at dealing with other people and relationships. They learn not to react right away to things that make them feel bad, but to think about what might happen and how their acts might affect other people. To learn more about how emotions work, it's also important to look into the idea of emotional triggers. Certain events or memories can set off strong emotional responses that are often out of proportion to the trigger itself. These triggers are deeply ingrained in a person's mind and are often connected to unsolved problems, unmet wants, or traumatic events from the past. Finding these triggers can help people work on fixing or making peace with the underlying problems, which will lower the severity or frequency of their triggered reactions. This can be aided by methods like writing, mindfulness meditation, and cognitive behavioral treatment, CBT. Each of these techniques can help you deal with and process your emotions in a healthy way. For example, writing in a journal can help because it gives people a private place to talk about their feelings and thoughts without worrying about being judged. This practice can help you understand why certain things make you feel very strongly. Mindfulness meditation, on the other hand, teaches people to observe their thoughts and feelings without reacting to them. This helps people be able to be aware of their feelings without being overwhelmed by them. As part of cognitive behavioral treatment, CBT, You work with a therapist to find and improve unhealthy ways of thought that cause bad feelings. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, teaches people how to question the natural thoughts that come up when they are having an emotional episode. This gives them a new way to deal with difficult situations and emotional triggers. People can handle life's problems with more confidence and calmness if they understand how their emotions work. This information not only helps you grow as a person and be healthier, but it also makes your relationships and career better. Getting control of your feelings isn't a quick fix. It's a process of learning, adapting, and growing over time. This part of the audiobook gives listeners the basic information and tools they need to start this trip. It stresses that our emotional responses can be automatic, but we can control and change them with awareness, intelligence, and deliberate practice. One important part of becoming emotionally aware and strong is figuring out what sets off your emotions in everyday life. Triggers can be minor and different, like certain events or situations or ideas or behaviors that happen over and over again. People can understand why they feel the way they do and come up with ways to control their emotions better if they are aware of these triggers. This part of the audiobook talks about some of the most common causes that people face in their daily lives and gives useful advice on how to find and deal with them. One common cause is stress, which can come from many places, like meeting work goals, worrying about money, or problems in relationships. The fight or flight response is a physical reaction that happens when you are stressed. It gets your body ready to deal with risks. This reaction is helpful when there is instant danger, but long-term worry can be bad for your mental and physical health. By figuring out what causes stress in their lives, people can take steps to lessen or eliminate its effects, such as learning how to handle their time better, doing relaxing routines, or getting help from friends, family, or mental health experts. Interpersonal disagreement is another common cause. This can happen in any connection, whether it's with a partner, a family member, a friend, or a co-worker. Conflict makes people feel strong emotions like anger, rage, or sadness, and it can get worse quickly if it's not dealt with properly. People can handle tough talks more easily and avoid mistakes or hurt feelings if they know how to spot the signs of a conflict getting worse and practice good communication and conflict resolution skills. This could mean actively listening, stating your thoughts and feelings clearly, and looking for ways to settle arguments that are good for both sides. For some people, certain places or events can make them feel sensitive. For instance, places that are too crowded or noisy can be too much for some people, making them feel anxious or agitated. In the same way, being in places you don't know or that are hectic can make you feel unsafe or exposed. By becoming aware of these triggers and making their surroundings more helpful and caring, people can improve their general health and lower their chances of having upsetting emotional responses. Negative self-talk and ideas that hold you back can be strong emotional causes. These messages that we carry around with us often come from past events, social rules, or cultural standards. They can have a big effect on our self-esteem and confidence. People can develop a more caring and powerful self-narrative by questioning and reframing these negative thoughts and beliefs. This can help them be more resilient and accept themselves. Besides these common causes, it's also important to remember that each person's experiences and weak spots can change how they see and react to certain events or situations. Something that might not be a big deal for one person could be a huge source of stress for someone else. So, it's important to approach the process of finding triggers with openness and understanding, knowing that everyone's experiences are unique and real. By becoming more aware of the things that set off their emotions, people can build up their emotional strength and control, which will help them handle life's problems with poise and confidence. This part of the audiobook gives listeners the information and tools they need to recognize and deal with typical triggers in a healthy way, which helps them feel more calm and well in their daily lives. Chapter 2. Ways to get relief right away. One of the easiest and most basic ways to help your mind and body relax and calm down is to focus on your breathing. The autonomic nervous system controls breathing automatically, but people can also be aware of and change their breathing, which can affect their physical and mental health. This part of the audiobook talks about different breathing exercises that can help you feel calmer and less stressed in everyday life. Diaphragmatic breathing, also called belly breathing, is one of the easiest and most effective ways to calm down. For this method, you breathe deeply into your belly instead of shallowly into your chest. This lets your diaphragm fully expand and contract with each breath. People who want to practice diaphragmatic breathing can lie down or sit down with one hand on their chest and the other on their stomach. As they take deep breaths in through their nose, they should feel their stomach rise and expand. Then, as they slowly let out air through their mouth, they should feel their stomach fall. The body's rest reaction is set off by this slow, deliberate breathing rhythm. This lowers blood pressure and heart rate and makes you feel calm and healthy. The 4-7-8 breath, made famous by Dr. Andrew Weil, is another good way to calm down through breathing. For this method, you breathe in deeply through your nose for 4 counts, hold your breath for 7 counts, and then slowly breathe out through your mouth for 8 counts. This pattern of regular breathing helps to get the breath in time with the heart rate, which calms you down and makes you feel less anxious. The long breath also turns on the parasympathetic nervous system, which is in charge of rest and relaxation. This makes you feel even more calm and peaceful. Box breathing, which is also called square breathing, is another helpful way to calm down and concentrate. For this method, you breathe in deeply through your nose for 4 counts, hold your breath for 4 counts, and then slowly breathe out through your mouth for 4 counts. You then hold your breath out for 4 counts before starting the cycle all over again. Box breathing is a great way to calm down and focus because it has a steady, controlled pace that helps to control breathing and clear the mind. This method can be used anywhere and at any time, which makes it especially helpful for dealing with stress in high-stress scenarios. In yoga, alternate nostril breathing is called Nadi Shodhana. It is a strong way to improve balance and unity in the mind and body. For this method, you breathe in and out through the other nose while blocking one nostril with your thumb and ring finger. This steady breathing routine helps to keep the body's energy flow in check, calm the mind, and bring about inner peace. Changing between your nose and mouth is a great way to relieve stress and anxiety because it helps your body's relaxation reaction and quiets your mind. Apart from these specific breathing techniques, just pausing for a moment and focusing on the breath can do a lot to help you feel calmer and less stressed. Mindful breathing means paying full attention to every breath, noticing how the air feels as it enters and leaves the body, and noticing any feelings or thoughts that come up without attaching to them or judging them. This exercise helps to keep the mind in the present, which stops people from dwelling on the past and brings them peace and focus. By adding these breathing exercises to their daily routines, people can become more resistant to stress, improve their mental health, and make their lives more peaceful and calm. Listeners will learn how to use the power of their breath to improve their health and comfort in this part of the audiobook. This will help them handle life's difficulties with grace and ease. Cognitive reframing is a strong way to calm down and feel less stressed by changing how we see and understand difficult situations. This method is based on the idea that our views and thoughts have a direct effect on our feelings and actions, and that we can change how we feel by changing the way we think about things. Cognitive reframing is the process of recognizing negative or harmful thought habits, questioning them, and changing them with more positive and helpful ones. Within this part of the audiobook, different cognitive retraining techniques are talked about that can help you develop a stronger and more positive attitude. Cognitive restructuring is one of the most popular ways to change the way you think about things. It includes carefully finding and questioning illogical or skewed thoughts, which are also called cognitive distortions. Thought patterns that are regular and often make people feel anxious, depressed, or stressed are called cognitive biases. All or nothing thinking, overgeneralization, and catastrophizing are all common types of cognitive errors. People can get a more fair and accurate view of their experiences by learning to notice and question these errors. This can help them feel less mental pain and be stronger when things go wrong. Cognitive revision is another useful method for cognitive reworking. It includes changing how we understand what something means. Cognitive reframing means not seeing a stressful event as fundamentally bad or dangerous. Instead, it means finding other reasons or positive aspects that can help lessen the emotional effect. One example is that someone might not see losing their job as a terrible failure, but as a chance to grow and start over. People can change their feelings from sadness to hope by moving their attention from what they have lost to what they can gain. This gives them the strength to move forward with confidence and optimism. The goal of mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, MBCT, is to help people become more accepting and non-judgmental of their ideas and feelings by combining cognitive therapy with mindfulness practice. This method teaches people to be aware of their thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. This helps them gain more perspective and distance. People who do mindfulness meditation regularly can learn to notice and break out of bad thought habits. This can help them feel more at peace with themselves and improve their overall health. One way to change the way you think about things is to consciously look for the good things in a situation, even when things are bad. Focusing on strengths, chances, and possible answers instead of problems or limits is a big part of this method. It is possible to build a stronger attitude through positive reframing, which can help people find meaning and purpose in even the worst situations. By seeing losses as chances to learn and grow, people can develop more hope and positivity, which is good for their mental health and resilience. Having a mindset of thanks and respect can also help you feel calmer and less stressed, along with these specific cognitive reframe methods. Focusing on the good things in life and showing respect for the people, things, and blessings we normally take for granted are part of gratitude. People can focus on what is right and abundant instead of what is missing or wrong by regularly practicing thanks. This can lead to a greater sense of well-being and happiness. By using these cognitive retraining techniques every day, people can develop a stronger and more positive attitude that will help them handle life's difficulties with more ease and grace. This part of the audiobook gives viewers useful tips and tools for altering their mental frame of reference and improving their emotional health. This gives them the power to handle stress in a calm and clear way. Chapter 3. Emotional Strength Over Time. Developing a mindfulness habit is a life-changing activity that can help you be more calm, clear, and strong in your daily life. Being mindful means paying attention to the present moment without attaching or judging it. It means being open, curious, and accepting of it. Mindfulness can help people become more aware of their thoughts, feelings, and body sensations by practicing it regularly. This can help them deal with life's difficulties more skillfully and intelligently. This part of the audiobook talks about different mindfulness practices and techniques that can be used every day to improve your mental health and peace of mind. Mindful breathing is one of the most popular ways to practice mindfulness. It means paying full attention to the breath as it comes in and out of the body. You can do mindful breathing in a structured way by meditating regularly, or you can do it casually by pausing and focusing on your breath several times a day. Becoming more aware of the present moment through focused breathing can help calm the nervous system, lower stress, and make you feel more relaxed and healthy. This practice can be especially helpful when you are feeling very upset or when you are in a tough situation. Body scan meditation is another form of mindfulness. To do it, you literally scan your body from head to toe, noticing any feelings or areas of stress or pain. Body scan meditation makes people more aware of and accepting of their bodies, which helps them let go of tightness and worry that they have been holding on to. Individuals can better understand their physical and mental needs by becoming more connected to their bodies. This allows them to react to those needs with more care and kindness. More than that, Dr. Jon Kabat-Zinn created an organized program called Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction, MBSR, that blends mindfulness meditation, light yoga, and mindfulness-based cognitive therapy. The goal of MBSR is to help people become more aware of their thoughts, feelings, and physical experiences so that they can learn how to deal with them more skillfully and compassionately. There are usually 8 classes a week, and each one focuses on a different part of mindfulness practice. For example, mindful eating, mindful moving, and loving kindness meditation are just a few examples. By taking part in the MBSR program, people can build a strong base of mindfulness practice that can help them handle life's difficulties with more ease and strength. Additionally, loving kindness meditation is a strong form of mindfulness that includes developing love, respect, and kindness for both oneself and others. Repeating a list of statements or mantras like, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, may I be at peace," while picturing yourself and others having these traits, is a common way to do this. Meditation on loving kindness helps build a sense of connection and understanding, which makes you more emotionally strong and improves your health. People can become more sensitive and caring toward themselves and others by practicing loving kindness meditation on a daily basis. This can lead to more peace and unity in their interactions and communities. People can also practice mindfulness in their everyday lives, like when they eat, walk, or work, in addition to these structured practices. By paying full attention to every moment, people can turn daily tasks into chances to practice mindfulness, which makes everyday life more present, engaging, and joyful. This part of the audiobook gives readers and listeners tasks and practical advice on how to create a mindfulness practice that supports mental health and inner peace, giving them the power to live with more clarity, calmness, and kindness. As we've seen in earlier chapters, detachment is often mistaken for indifference or aloofness. But when it comes to mindfulness and mental health, it is a strong way to build inner peace and strength. Detachment means not caring about results, wants, or hopes, and just taking things as they are, without holding on or fighting them. This part of the audiobook talks about the secret of separation and how it can be used to improve mental health and get rid of pain. Detachment is essentially understanding that everything in life is temporary and changes all the time, and accepting that with peace. Not ignoring or stifling feelings is not what it means. Instead, it means watching them with interest and kindness without getting caught up in their stories or problems. When people are detached, they can handle the ups and downs of life with more grace and flexibility, instead of responding hastily or letting themselves suffer needlessly. One of the most important ideas in separation is non-attachment, which means not being attached to results or wants, and taking things as they are without grabbing or hating them. Giving up on goals or dreams is not the same thing as non-attachment. Instead, we should approach them with an open mind, knowing that the results are out of our hands in the end. People can develop a sense of inner freedom and peace by adopting non-attachment, even when things are unclear or bad. Letting go of the need for praise or recognition from others and finding it within yourself is what detachment means. Realizing your own worth and value, regardless of outside situations or other people's views, gives you this personal reinforcement. People can become more resilient to criticism or rejection and find more happiness and satisfaction in their lives by practicing self-compassion and self-acceptance. Detachment means letting go of the ego's hold on you and connecting less with the temporary parts of yourself, like thoughts, feelings, or jobs, and more with what you are really. After making this change in viewpoint, people can feel more space and freedom without being limited by their egoic mind. Individuals can gain a greater knowledge of their real nature and a sense of peace and balance that goes beyond the changes of the ego by practicing mindfulness and self-inquiry. Detachment doesn't mean pulling away from life or not caring about the people or things around us. Instead, it means living life fully and honestly while staying calm and balanced inside. Being involved and being detached, doing things and not doing things, and putting in effort and giving up are all important parts of achieving balance. By learning detachment, people can handle the challenges of life with more knowledge and strength, handling situations with clarity and kindness instead of letting attachment or anger take over. Achieving detachment means fully knowing how life is temporary and always changing, and accepting these changes without any anger or sadness. Giving up connection to results, wants, and the egoic self can free people from pain and help them find more peace and satisfaction in their lives. This part of the audiobook gives listeners tasks and useful advice for developing distance in their daily lives, which will help them live with more focus, calmness, and kindness. Chapter 4. Talking to people and building relationships. Understanding how people connect with each other is important if you want to communicate clearly and avoid arguments. Communication is more than just sharing knowledge. It's also about getting to know someone better, helping them understand, and earning their trust. But because people are complicated, mistakes and fights can happen. This is usually because people have different ways of communicating, seeing things, and expecting things. This part aims to give people the tools and knowledge they need to handle communication problems with confidence and style by breaking down these processes and giving them useful tools and strategies. Active listening is one of the most important skills for good conversation. When you listen actively, you not only hear what is being said, but you also try to figure out what feelings and goals are behind those words. By listening carefully and with empathy, people can show that they value and understand what the other person is saying, which builds trust and makes the talk more open. Active listening also helps people understand the wants and needs of others better, which makes for a more helpful and cooperative conversation. Along with active attention, another important skill for promoting good relationships is forceful speech. Assertive communication means being honest, direct, and polite about your thoughts, feelings, and needs, while also recognizing and respecting the rights and limits of others. Aggressive communication involves controlling or ignoring other people's feelings, while passive communication involves avoiding disagreement and burying your own needs. Assertive communication, on the other hand, strikes a balance between speaking up for yourself and understanding how others feel. People can set limits, voice their views, and make their wants known without using trickery or force if they communicate assertively. Also, controlling your feelings in a healthy way is an important part of good communication. When people talk to each other, their emotions affect how words are understood and viewed. When feelings are high, it can be hard to talk to someone clearly, which can lead to mistakes and arguments. People can stay calm and focused even during difficult talks by using techniques for controlling their emotions, like deep breathing, mindfulness, and rethinking. Managing one's feelings well helps people speak clearly and calmly, which leads to better understanding and closure in relationships. Aside from words, body language, face emotions, and tone of voice are also important parts of successful communication. People often get more from non-verbal cues than just words, which affects how messages are received and understood by others. Individuals can improve the clarity and effect of their words, creating trust and connection with others, by keeping in mind their non-verbal signs and ensuring balance between their vocal and non-verbal communication. To build good relationships, settle disagreements, and encourage mutual respect and understanding, people must be able to talk to each other clearly and without conflict. People can deal with communication problems with confidence and style by developing their active listening skills, strong communication techniques, mood management techniques, and awareness of non-verbal cues. People who listen to this part will learn useful tools and techniques for speaking clearly, which will help them make better, more important links in their personal and work lives. Setting limits while showing concern is a complicated task that requires a careful balance between being clear about your own needs and observing the boundaries of others. Boundaries are important rules that tell people what behaviors, exchanges, and standards are acceptable in a partnership. Setting and sticking to limits can be hard, though, especially for people who have trouble being aggressive or who are afraid of disagreement. This part talks about how to set limits with care so that people can put their own health first and build healthy, respectful relationships at the same time. Self-awareness and self-compassion are at the heart of setting limits with care. People have to be aware of and respect their own needs, feelings, and boundaries without feeling guilty or having to say sorry. People can build a stronger sense of self-respect and self-worth by paying attention to their inner experiences and accepting their feelings and limits. Being self-aware also helps people see situations or habits that could hurt their health, which gives them the courage and clarity to set clear limits. Setting limits while showing concern means talking to other people in a respectful and firm way. People who know how to use assertive communication can say what they want, need, and set limits in a clear, honest, and polite way without being mean or manipulative. People can set limits without hurting or offending others by speaking assertively. This helps people understand and value each other. Affirmative communication also helps build healthy, fair relationships based on open conversation and respect for each other. To set limits with respect, people need to think about how others feel and what their borders are. Being empathetic means knowing and caring about other people's feelings and experiences, even if they are different from your own. If people think about how their actions and choices affect other people, they can set limits in a way that respects everyone's freedom and health. Empathy also leads to more kindness and understanding in relationships, which strengthens bonds between people and creates an environment of respect and support for each other. Setting limits while showing concern means being firm and consistent with your limits. Setting boundaries is only helpful if they are always followed and made clear. People need to be ready to stick to their limits with strength and determination, even if others try to push them back. People can protect their health, keep their independence, and stay true to themselves in partnerships by setting clear limits. Setting clear limits and sticking to them helps build trust and respect in relationships, which leads to good, two-way conversations built on mutual respect and understanding. Setting limits while showing care is an important skill for building healthy, respectful relationships and improving your own health. People can handle relationships with confidence, grace, and kindness if they learn more about themselves, speak up for themselves, care about how others feel, and set clear limits. This section gives viewers useful tips and advice on how to set limits while still showing empathy. This gives them the power to put their own health first while building relationships based on respect, understanding, and empathy. Chapter 5. Changing how you think about yourself. A lot of people have problems with negative self-talk, which hurts their confidence, self-esteem, and general health. This part talks about how negative self-talk hurts you and gives you some useful tips on how to stop it. When someone talks badly to themselves, they often think negative thoughts about themselves that make them feel less valuable and less capable. Negative self-talk can be very harmful, keeping you stuck in a loop of self-doubt and self-sabotage. It can come from past events, social pressures, or deeply held beliefs. By learning where negative self-talk comes from and how it works, people can question and change these harmful thoughts, which can help them have a more positive and powerful view of themselves. Being more self-aware is one of the first things that can help you stop talking badly to yourself. A lot of people don't realize how much bad self-talk changes the way they think and act. People can start to notice and change bad self-talk as it happens by paying attention to their inner conversation and the patterns of their thinking. Meditation and writing in a journal are two mindfulness practices that can help you become more self-aware and stop talking badly to yourself. People can change their attitude and create a more positive and caring story about themselves by becoming more aware of their inner experiences. To stop negative self-talk, you have to question and change your bad views and opinions about yourself. People often talk badly to themselves because they have strong views about their own worth, skills, and value as a person. These views may have come from past events, how you were raised as a kid, or social pressures, but they are not absolute truths. By asking the truth and validity of negative self-talk, people can start to challenge and change these limited beliefs, changing them with more true and powerful ones. You can change your negative self-talk and develop a more positive and self-affirming mindset with cognitive behavioral methods like cognitive restructuring and positive statements. Practicing self-compassion and self-acceptance can help you stop talking badly to yourself. A lot of people talk badly to themselves to keep themselves going or to hold themselves to impossible standards. But being too hard on yourself often backfires and makes you feel ashamed, inadequate, and unworthy. People can learn to be kind, understanding, and forgiving to themselves, even when they think they have problems or aren't good enough, by practicing self-compassion and self-acceptance. Self-compassion means recognizing your own worth and humanity, loving and accepting yourself no matter what, and giving yourself the same care and support that you would give to a friend who is struggling. People can combat the bad effects of self-criticism and improve their sense of well-being and self-worth by practicing self-compassion. Having a growth attitude, which means seeing problems and failures as chances to learn and improve, can help you stop talking badly to yourself. There are a lot of people who make the mistake of seeing failures or losses as proof that they are inherently inadequate or useless. A growth attitude, on the other hand, knows that failing is not a sign of how good or smart someone is, but rather a necessary part of learning. People can develop grit, perseverance, and a sense of control over their lives by seeing mistakes and failures as chances to learn and grow. People with a growth mindset are willing to face difficulties, take risks, and work hard to reach their goals, knowing that failures are only temporary and that there are many chances to grow. Getting rid of negative self-talk takes work. You need to become more self-aware, question your limited beliefs, be kind to yourself, and have a growth attitude. By learning where negative self-talk comes from and how it happens, people can actively question and change these harmful thoughts, creating a more positive and powerful view of themselves. In order to develop a more adaptable, self-affirming mindset and live with greater confidence, authenticity, and satisfaction, this part gives viewers useful methods and tasks for beating negative self-talk. Positive self-affirmation is a strong way to change how you feel about yourself and boost your confidence, strength, and health. Positive self-affirmations are statements or declarations that support a positive and powerful story about oneself. They include affirmations of one's strengths, ideals, and potential. Negative self-talk lowers self-esteem and confidence, but positive self-affirmations raise self-esteem and confidence, giving you a boost of hope, power, and self-assurance. This part talks about the benefits of positive self-affirmation and gives useful tips on how to use affirmations in everyday life so that people can develop a better, stronger sense of self. Positive self-affirmation is very helpful because it counteracts the effects of negative self-talk and self-doubt very well. A lot of people have an inner judge that keeps putting down their confidence and self-esteem, making them feel like they're not good enough or worthy. For a mix of happiness and support, positive self-affirmations can be used instead of negative self-talk. People can train their inner mind to focus on their potential and abilities instead of their flaws and limits by regularly praising their strengths, values, and successes. More self-confidence, endurance, and general health can come from this change in attitude over time. Positive self-affirmation helps you understand and accept yourself better. People who use affirmations are more likely to think about their skills, ideals, and goals, which helps them understand and value themselves more. People can develop more self-compassion and self-acceptance by confirming their own worth and potential. This can help them embrace themselves with kindness and understanding. Positive self-affirmations help people love the unique things about themselves and be proud of the things they've accomplished. This makes them feel proud and satisfied with who they are. Being aware of and accepting of oneself builds a more positive and strong sense of oneself, which helps people handle life's obstacles with confidence and style. A growth mindset is important for facing difficulties, learning from mistakes, and following your goals with grit and drive. Positive self-affirmation can help you develop this mentality. If you have a growth mindset, you believe that you can get better over time and see problems and failures as chances to learn and grow. Positive self-affirmations help people believe in their own skills and potential, which makes them more likely to approach life with hope and persistence. People can feel more in control of their lives and more empowered by telling themselves over and over that they can beat difficulties and reach their goals. This is because they know they are strong and can handle any problems that come up. Positive self-affirmation also makes you happier and improves the quality of your life. Positive self-affirmations can help your happiness, self-esteem, and resilience, and they can also make you less stressed, anxious, and depressed at the same time. Focusing on one's skills, beliefs, and goals can help them find purpose, meaning, and success in their life, which will make them happier and more satisfied. Positive self-affirmations give people hope and positivity, which gives them the strength to deal with problems and follow their dreams with confidence and drive. A powerful way to boost self-confidence, endurance, and overall health is to practice positive self-affirmation. People can stop negative self-talk, become more self-aware and accepting, develop a growth mindset, and improve their general health and quality of life by regularly praising their strengths, beliefs, and goals. This part gives people useful tips and activities for using positive self-affirmations in their daily lives. This will help them develop a more positive and strong view of themselves and live a more confident, honest, and satisfying life. Chapter 6. How the environment affects us. Getting your physical space in order to think clearly. The places we live and work have a big effect on our mental health, how productive we are, and how well we feel in general. This part talks about how physical space affects mental clarity and gives useful tips on how to arrange your space to improve focus, creativity, and emotional balance. Our actual surroundings can help or hurt our ability to focus, make choices, and deal with worry. By making our actual surroundings better, we can make a place that helps us think clearly, solve problems, and handle our emotions well. Cleaning up and simplifying our surroundings is one of the first things we can do to organize our physical area for mental clarity. Clutter can be too much and confuse us, making it hard to concentrate and wasting our energy. We can make our surroundings feel more organized and calm by getting rid of things that aren't needed, organizing our things, and setting aside areas for different tasks. Not only does getting rid of mess make our space look better, it also makes us feel calmer and more focused, which helps us think more clearly and make better decisions. Optimizing lighting, movement, and sound to make a warm and interesting place is part of organizing physical space for mental clarity. Researchers have found that natural light can improve our happiness, energy, and brain power, so it's important to make sure that our living and working places get as much natural light as possible. Proper airflow and insulation can also help cut down on distractions and make the space better for working and concentrating. We can make a place that helps our mental and emotional health by paying attention to these external factors. Setting up marked places for different activities and jobs is part of organizing physical space to improve mental focus. By setting clear limits and giving our space a sense of focus and purpose, we can make it easier to do things like work, relax, and have fun. For instance, making a specialized office that is free of distractions can help people be more productive and focus, while a cozy area for relaxing can help people rest and feel better. By identifying these areas, we can make our surroundings feel balanced and harmonious, which is good for both our work and our mental health. Organizing our physical place to help us think clearly means bringing nature and biophilic design into our spaces. According to research, being in nature can help us feel calmer and more energized. By adding natural elements like trees, water features, and natural materials to our settings, we can foster a feeling of calm and well-being and feel connected to the natural world. Biophilic design principles stress incorporating nature into the built surroundings to promote unity between people and nature. By applying these ideas to our homes and places of work, we can make spaces that help us think clearly, be creative, and keep our emotions in check. Organizing your physical room to clear your mind is a powerful way to improve your attention, creativity, and emotional health. By clearing out and simplifying our spaces, making the most of lighting and airflow, setting aside areas for different activities, and using natural elements and biophilic design, we can make places that help us think clearly, solve problems well, and stay strong emotionally. This part gives viewers useful strategies and tips for planning their physical space to improve mental health and well-being. This gives them the power to make settings that are good for their mental and emotional health. Why using technology can hurt your mental health. In this modern age, technology affects every part of our lives, which has big effects on our mental health and well-being. This part talks about how using technology can affect your mental health and gives you tools to help you use technology more carefully. Technology has many benefits, such as making life easier, connecting us, and giving us access to knowledge. However, using it too much or without control can hurt our mental and emotional health. People can lessen the negative effects of technology on their mental health and develop a healthier relationship with digital devices by learning about the risks and making good digital habits. Digital use has a big effect on mental health because it makes it harder to pay attention and concentrate. We may not be able to focus on one job at a time when we are constantly getting messages, emails, and social media updates. Digital confusion is the name for this effect, which can make people less productive, more stressed, and less smart. Additionally, too much time spent in front of a computer has been connected to ADHD signs in both kids and adults. This shows how important it is to be mindful when using technology to keep your mind clear and your attention on task. Digital use can have an effect on mental health by making people feel more alone and isolated. Social media sites let people meet and build communities, but they can also make people feel bad about themselves, compare themselves to others, and feel alone. Because social media feeds are hand-picked, they can cause unfair comparisons and FOMO, fear of missing out, which can make people feel even more lonely and alone. A lot of time spent on social media has also been linked to mental health problems like sadness, anxiety, and low self-esteem. By making real links and setting digital limits, people can lessen the negative effects of social media on their mental health and build deeper relationships in real life. Digital use can have an effect on mental health by changing sleep habits and making sleep problems worse. Screens' blue light can mess up the body's normal sleep-wake cycle by stopping it from making melatonin, which can make sleep less restful. Also, doing something exciting or mentally upsetting right before bed can make you more aroused, which can make it hard to relax and fall asleep. Having trouble sleeping has been linked to many mental health problems, such as worry, mood disorders, and memory loss. People can improve the quality of their sleep and general mental health by setting digital curfews and making bedtime habits that help them relax and sleep well. Using technology too much can hurt your mental health by making stress and worry worse. Digital gadgets that let you stay connected all the time can make it hard to tell the difference between work and personal life, which can lead to stress and burnout. Also, the pressure to look good on social media can make people feel bad about themselves and give them performance anxiety. Digital devices send out a constant stream of information and stimuli, which can also set off the body's stress reaction and cause cortisol levels to rise and physical arousal. A person can lower their stress levels and make their lives more calm and balanced by doing things like digital detoxes, putting limits on their digital use, and doing stress-relieving activities like nature walks and mindfulness meditation. Mindful knowledge and effective control are necessary to address the complicated and varied effects of digital use on mental health. People can lessen the negative effects of technology on their mental and emotional health by being aware of the risks and developing good digital habits. This section gives viewers useful strategies and tips for carefully controlling their digital use. This gives them the power to develop a more healthy relationship with technology and put their mental health and well-being first in a world that is becoming more and more digital. Chapter 7. How to fit in with everyday life. How to live a mindful life in real life. Practicing mindfulness every day can change your life and improve your health, lower your stress, and help you be more present and aware. In this part, we'll talk about some easy ways to incorporate mindfulness into your daily life, which will help you live with more purpose, clarity, and peace. Being mindful means paying attention to the present moment without attaching or judging it. It means being open, curious, and accepting of it. Being mindful of our thoughts, feelings and sensations can help us feel more connected to ourselves and the world around us. This can make our lives happier, more fulfilling and stronger. Setting up a daily mindfulness practice, like meditation or mindful breathing, is one of the first things you can do to start living a more thoughtful life. These techniques can help you calm your mind, become more aware of the present moment, and improve your ability to think about and reflect on yourself. Mindfulness exercise for even a short time a day can have big effects on your mental and emotional health. It can help you feel better, focus better, and enjoy life more in general. People can build a basis for more presence and peace in their lives by making mindfulness a daily habit. The quality of our experiences and our sense of connection to the present moment can be improved by incorporating mindfulness into our daily routines. Mindful eating, walking, or listening are all simple things that can help you develop mindfulness and present. Being aware of the sounds, sights, tastes and feelings of the present moment can help us enjoy and value everyday things more, which can lead to a deeper sense of thanks and happiness. Additionally, incorporating mindfulness into daily activities can help to break the loop of automatic pilot and habitual reaction, allowing us to deal with life's difficulties with more clarity and calmness. Practicing mindfulness in our contacts with others can make our relationships better and help us understand, empathize, and care more about others. Mindful conversation means being present and open when you listen, without judging or having a goal, and being clear, honest, and kind when you talk. When we deal with others with mindful awareness, we can build stronger bonds and mutual respect, which leads to more unity and teamwork in our relationships. Also, practicing mindfulness can help break down walls of difference and otherness, letting us see how all beings are naturally human and linked. Bringing mindfulness into your work and business life can help you be more productive, creative, and happy with your job. Mindful work means doing one thing at a time with purpose and focused attention, instead of doing several things at once or going through the motions automatically. Thoughtful awareness can help us be more efficient, effective, and do a better job at our jobs by making our work and relationships more thoughtful. Mindfulness can also help lower stress and burnout at work, making people stronger and more resilient in the face of difficulties. Companies can build cultures of well-being and creativity by putting mindfulness first at work. This gives workers the tools they need to do well in their jobs. Practicing mindfulness every day is a great way to improve your health, lower your stress, and become more present and aware. Setting up a regular mindfulness practice and bringing mindfulness into daily life, relationships with others, and work can help people live with more purpose, focus, and peace. People who listen to this piece will learn useful tips and ideas for applying mindfulness to different parts of their lives. These will help them find more connection, joy, and satisfaction in the things they do every day. Making a personalized plan of action. A key step toward real change and transformation is making a specific action plan for putting the ideas and practices talked about in this audiobook into practice in your daily life. This part tells people how to make a personalized plan that fits their own goals, tastes, and situations. This gives them the power to take charge of their journey to better mental health and resilience. A personalized action plan is like a roadmap for putting the ideas and techniques you learned in the audiobook into practice. It gives your personal growth and self-improvement structure and holds you accountable. Clarifying one's goals and aims is one of the first things that should be done when making a personalized action plan. What specific things would the person like to change or get better in their life? Whether the goal is to lower stress, improve communication, or develop a more positive view of oneself, being clear about what the goals are gives the action planning process direction and focus. People can set themselves up for success and keep track of their progress over time by making SMART goals. Goals that are clear, measured, attainable, relevant, and have a due date. Finding the strategies and techniques that work best for the user is part of making a personalized action plan. People can figure out which practices and principles fit their values, preferences, and way of life best by thinking about the parts and topics covered in the audiobook. Choosing tactics that feel real and important, like mindfulness meditation, cognitive reframing, or setting boundaries, makes it more likely that you will stick with them and be successful. People may also choose to try out various methods and techniques to identify the ones that work best for them, then make changes to their action plan as needed. To make a specific action plan, you need to break down your goals into steps that you can handle and make a clear plan for what you will do. People can set priorities for their goals and focus on one or two key areas at a time instead of trying to make all the changes at once. By breaking their goals down into smaller, more manageable steps, people can build confidence and energy as they move closer to their goals. Setting a schedule and due dates for each step also helps to hold people accountable and keep them motivated, which ensures that steady progress is made over time. Making a specific action plan means thinking of possible problems and coming up with ways to solve them. What difficulties or roadblocks might the user face on their way? Anticipating possible problems, like not wanting to change, not having enough time, or having doubts about oneself, lets people deal with them ahead of time and make backup plans. By coming up with ideas for answers, asking for help, and building grit in the face of failures, people can handle problems more easily and keep going with their plans and goals. Making a specific action plan also means keeping track of progress and enjoying wins along the way. Reviewing your action plan and thinking about the progress you've made on a regular basis keeps you motivated and reaffirms your commitment to your goals. Celebrating small wins and important goals along the way also makes you feel good about your progress and reinforces good habits and behaviors. People can stay encouraged and inspired on their path to better mental health and resilience by recognizing their progress and enjoying their wins. Making your own action plan is an important step toward applying the ideas and methods talked about in this audiobook to your daily life. People can make a plan for personal growth and change by being clear about their goals, coming up with strategies, breaking goals down into doable steps, expecting problems, and keeping track of their progress. This section tells viewers how to make a unique action plan that fits their goals, tastes, and situation. This gives them the power to take charge of their journey to better mental health and resilience.